Hey there techies, welcome to the removal test of Panda Free Antivirus 2016. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As you can see, we have our very infected virtual machine and a copy of Panda Free Antivirus right here. So let's go ahead and run that as administrator, like I always do. And we're going to go ahead and go through the installation here, see what we can, if we can install it even on this infected virtual machine. So installation, once again, we're not going to install all that adware and bloatware right there. Install Panda Security to it. Sure, why not? Maybe it can help us. Everything else looks good except in install. Nope, we're just going to go ahead and go with the basic protection. In fact, we don't even need any of this extra stuff for malware removal. We strictly just need a antivirus and anti-spyware. So we're going to click on basic protection. It's going to go ahead and looks like it starts downloading the files once again, which is a good sign. At least it can get a connection to the server. And while this is happening and doing all this little cool stuff, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here. So it looks like the installation has completed, guys, and we're going to go ahead and open it right now and get right down to it, because we got to scan this system and we got, what was that? I don't know if that showed up before. Copying files, let's hope that's a good thing. Alright, so it's starting for the first time basically after the installation, so it's doing some preliminary stuff. Making sure everything is working properly and your computer is secure. Well, we know our computer is not secure, and it's already working hard. Found 3-4 viruses now, supposedly. So that's a good thing to see. Select account later. We'll do that later. And it's frozen up, which is not to be, which is to be expected, I should say. I mean, it is a very infected virtual machine here. All right, come on. There we go. Okay. All right, so we'll do that later. It looks like it removed some malware already. We do have Panda still running down here, and so far everything seems pretty good. So let's go ahead and scan our PC, and then if there's any options, obviously we're going to do the full system scan, but right now it actually is telling me it would recommend a critical area scan. And now if you look down here, we also do have and I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place, guys, but when it comes to these videos there's a lot happening at once. We do have an alert here, so it's stating that we need to reboot our computer in order to neutralize these threats. We're going to go ahead and do that later, and as well as everything else. And there, actually, I accidentally closed it out right there. There's a step-by-step process, so it looks like it cannot remove a certain piece of malware. Instead, it's going to present us with some options. If it comes up again, guys, I'm definitely going to click on the step-by-step instructions just to see what it would consist of. So, obviously, knowing our computer is infected, even though it recommends doing a critical area scan, you got to do a full system scan. And that's because it's so infected, you've got to scan every single file and folder, despite you can see it's already going to work. Finding 15 viruses, we're going to go ahead and do that full system scan. Start the scan, and hopefully it'll go pretty quick. I know Panda usually is pretty quick at the scans, but yeah, so even though it says it recommends a quick scan, if your system's infected, you know it's infected, make sure you do a full system scan. And I know a lot of you techies out there didn't like the fact that I was doing the quick scans or the critical area scans in the past, even though that's what they recommended. And I agree with you in the sense of I would never do that myself if I was working on an infected PC, but I was just doing it in a sense of because that's what they recommended. But seeing you guys presented to me, you didn't like that, I'm just going to go ahead and do it the right way then. That way everyone knows you should do it, and that is to do a full system scan. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and wait for this to be done. Once it's done, I'll be back and we'll see what it found and go ahead and attempt to remove that malware. So, see you in a bit. Alright everyone, so the scan has finished and all threats are supposedly resolved, and it's supposedly detected 393 pieces of malware on this system. So that's pretty good to see. That's pretty awesome. Now what we're going to do is the system has requested that I restart down here, and as you can see, when I click close, it is requesting to restart as well. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to reboot the system and see how well Panda is able to clean up all this malware. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of malware that has disappeared yet from our desktop, which is kind of concerning. But keep in mind, we haven't rebooted yet at all, so it might go ahead and remove it during the reboot. We will have to definitely wait and see. So once it's finished rebooting, guys, I'll be back and we'll take a look at what it's found. Alright, so the scan has finished and it found one threat. That's it. That's a far cry from what's actually on this system here. So it looks as if this is a log here of what it has detected. And it says deleted, by the way. You can see it deleted all these threats here. So it looks like it did find adware here because it found that tune-up utility. But for the most part, it really doesn't look like, when it said 393 threats, I'm gathering that this anti-malware application is one of those, such as Malwarebytes, that is talking about each individual file, not each individual threat that is detected. So maybe need to change some wording there. But overall, after looking at this log here, I can definitely see that it is not realistically that good in the way of what it has. And you can see right here, 43 files in quarantine. That's what we're looking at. Okay, here we go. This is more like it. So this is actually what it has detected on the system in the way of threats. Not good. 43 threats is definitely a far cry from what's actually on the system. 393 threats. That's more realistic as from what you've seen in the past. And definitely taking a look at Hitman Pro here, once again, you can see that, like I said, there are a lot of threats on the system. So bottom line, let's end this review here. What do I think about Panda Free Antivirus? Well, where do I begin? Overall, the prevention test went really good in the sense of the links all were, for the most part, blocked. There was only a few, if I remember correctly, that got through. But I do remember it did very good in that area. Now, the user interface, I have to say it's phenomenal. Definitely a great user interface. However, now we're starting to get into, let's talk about the detection rate overall of Panda. Not good. You saw 85% detection rate of that folder of malware. That's really average. And then after seeing it in this virtual machine here against a highly infected system, you could see that it did not perform as well as a lot of other contenders out there on the market. It actually performed very poorly. So with that said, if you have an infected PC and you're looking to clean it up, definitely steer clear of Panda in my mind. I can't recommend it at all. If you're looking for a free little antivirus just to kind of plop on a computer that you use for minor web surfing every so often, but yet you want to run something lightweight and easy to use, I can't see, it's free. Once again, it's one of those, comes down to that, it's free. Can you really complain about it? But overall, that's where I would recommend using it if I had to recommend using it. But there's also other contenders out in the market, like I said, that definitely better than this. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Bottom line, Panda did not perform that well in my mind as it could have when it comes to removing malware, guys. When it comes to removing malware. So that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you in the next review. Alright, so before I end this, I know I said I ended it already, but cool little feature here that I just found out that I didn't know about before related to the user interface. Customization, you click that and you notice these little X's come up here. Yeah, that's because you can actually move these around. You can move these tiles to wherever you want in the sense of, yeah, so there you go. They're kind of finicky a little bit, but yeah, so you can move the tiles to where you want to move them and really customize the interface how you like it. So I thought that was kind of cool. I just wanted to let you guys know that you can, that is an option with Panda. So thanks for watching once again. See you in the next video.